third stream for Gauntlet Legends here, so I'm making sure that I do get a third stream in, although I kind of want to be wrapping it up here, even though I haven't finished the game, or I'm not at the point of finishing the game yet. I don't think I'm going to get there, mostly because I'm just a little bit exhausted with this game. As good as it is, I really appreciate so much about it. But there's constant reminders that I need to give myself, one of which is that this is a multiplayer focused game, so as much as I enjoy it, it really is cut out for that. And you know, there's, oh yeah, I have my familiar. I don't know if I got that by the time I did the last stream. I have my familiar here. When you reach level 25, I think it was, you get a familiar who follows you around and gives you an extra shot basically on everybody, so that's good. I think the thing that I can do right now, you can see right here, the progress that I made. I get 4 or 5 rune stones here. So I think there's more of that to do. And 3, oh no, all of them, they're all open. So that's nice. I think I tried this level too. I think I tried this first level. Did I? Yeah, I did. I remember the docks, I tried that out. Hitting kind of a wall here as far as like you do have to grind in this game, and it can be kind of frustrating, especially with, you know, like I said, it was a big like revelation, like, oh, you can always go back to another level and come out of that level you know, stronger than you were when you entered it, because you'll have a lot more HP built up and everything. But it feels like I have to do that at like every single level right now, and it's kind of frustrating to think that. And also the way that this game can get you, I specifically have saved that I want to do the Chimera boss battle here, which we'll get into right now. We'll get a little cutscene here, which would be cool. I might have to do another level before I'm able to do this, though. Alright, so we got the Rakshasa's Scimitar that we got way back. Oh my god. That we got way back in, oh my fucking god. We got that way back in. I don't really have anything. I don't have any weapons or anything. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need to go back and build some shit up, because like, this is sad. Yeah, just barely got anything in. I was told that the dragon boss battle that I already did is probably one of the harder ones, and I'd have to just based on the fact that I did that level, 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 did that level. You know what I'll do is, I definitely haven't done this. Fields in the town one here. This town is just rife with just poison. Like, they've all been like poison fields. First level here, they've just been like brutally sick. Yes, remember this guy. There's a lot more of these like acid and like poison barrels and stuff to deal with. Let's see if we're strong enough that I can like enter this level as sort of a I need stuff from this. There. The Skylance attack has been absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, it's by far the most useful thing that I've gotten out of the Valkyrie / Falconess combination. Falconess is basically just the Valkyrie with a different look, but I think that just like base, I think I went over this, the base stats are just all higher. So once you've unlocked the higher class, you should just swap your character over to the more effective one, which is what I've done here with the Falconess. So with warriors, the more effective one is the Minotaur. Valkyrie has Falconess. The archer has, I think it's Tigress. And then they're all just animal versions. And then the wizard has Jackal. So they look pretty cool. And then I think there's also Sumner, like, is his own class that you get at the very end, or close to the end. I've already gotten that obelisk, that's why we opened the Ice World. So story about this level that I had here, and I'll bring it up again when we get close to the end, but this was a hell of a time, because I got pretty much to the end of this level here, and about 75% of the way through, I opened up a chest that had death in it, a chest or a barrel or whatever the fuck it was, and I managed to basically outrun death the entire rest of the level, but that involved doing all my backtracking and having to check stuff and go back and forth. And it was ridiculous because I'd like constantly be like on the clock. Oh, there he is. Hey, I apparently have already opened that shit. But also apparently, even though supposedly you're not supposed to be able to make him. You're not supposed to be able to just fight him normal. But I looked it up because I was like, you can't possibly have a mechanic where I can't escape a brutal and horribly destructive and impossible to recover from enemy. I have no recourse whatsoever. I have no like actual legitimate recourse. Apparently he does go away after you give him 100 hit points of damage. But yeah, I just the thing that I was playing this last time, the very last time I was playing this, which was almost a week ago at this point, and I haven't picked it up since because I just felt so exhausted after it. Was on one of the levels here in this town realm. It was like part of a big castle actually, and I knew that he was there, and I knew that death was coming up, and that he was actually in the way of the item that I needed to progress. And I had taken out every enemy. I had gone to every part of the, or believed I'd gone to every part of the level by that point. I did everything I had to do, and I had like 2 health. I was literally on death's door. And I knew he was like the thing that had death. He was like a statue, and if you touch the statue, you activate death, and he starts coming after you. And I'd have to touch him because it was right. He was on top of the key or whatever. It wasn't a key. It was like a specific item. It was a quest item that I needed to get through that level. So he was on top of that, and I wouldn't have been able to get around the death statue without activating him and getting to that item. So I backtracked. I went through the whole rest of the level. I was like, there's no way, there's no potions, there's nothing I can do here to avoid this. There's no health items that I can not immediately get killed by him as soon as I activate him, because I have 2 health. And I looked and I looked, and it was nothing. I eventually had to go back to it, and the only option for me was to try and try and cheat my character around the statue, and it didn't work, and I died. And it was like 20 minutes of that, knowing that the game's design had basically made it that I'd have to start over, because I had beaten it, but it had a mechanic that basically said, well, yeah, but you've already screwed yourself. You have to accept the fact that you managed to beat this part, but you didn't do good enough at it. And I touched the death statue, and I died, and I was like, that was soul crushing, basically. And here I am a week later, knowing that I promised a 3rd stream, knowing that I should do a little bit more of this, knowing that I wanted to show off a boss fight. There's a golem there. Oh, I need to charge up my turbo way more than that. Where are all the fucking power-ups in this level? I have not gotten any yet. Get away from me. Alright, potion, I guess. Like, I want the power-ups so that I can save them for the boss battle, and I still, like, where are they? I've done this level twice already. And actually, the thing that happened when I played this level the first time was I ended up doing the whole level, but that first bit from the beginning, where I walked across that small bridge and activated the obelisk, I had gone all over looking for the obelisk, even while Death was chasing after me, and I never found it. And I was like, okay, I guess, like, you know, I'm still being chased. I really want to be, like, over with this. And I guess I'll have to come back later and look for that. And that was, like, the other thing I had to do, and I started the level again the next time I did it. And it was like, oh, it was right here the whole time. It was, like, right at the beginning. Goddamn. I'm not mad about that. I'm not, that aspect of the game is fair and can be enjoyable and not an issue with me. But yeah, the experience that I had playing the whole level that I'd already failed at and getting further than I had gotten and knowing, okay, this is where I died last time and it's because Death is inside this statue and I have to go, like, the literal progression of this level depends on me touching the statue and activating him, or else I'll never get the item that's behind him. And yeah, still being alive at that point was still just not good enough to progress in that level, and that was so frustrating. So like I said, I absolutely highly recommend this game. I don't know, at first I thought it was breaching a 9, which is extremely high. If I haven't, you know, mentioned it, I've barely given anything a 9 or 10. 9s, I gave, like, Mario Kart 64 a 9. And I've given, like, 5 10s since I've been playing this, because I've been very, very strict. And I almost wanted to give this a 9, and I kind of preemptively gave it a 9 out of 10, but I do think it's going to go back down to an 8 for me. After, you know, some of that bullshit, just dealing with that, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Mechanically, otherwise, this game is fantastic. It's great multiplayer. It is, like I said, it's much better multiplayer than it is here, me doing single player, and I think that's the other thing that's kind of killing me about it, is that, like, I don't have someone to reliably continue playing it with me multiplayer, which is kind of about sharing the burden. So I don't have that, so I'm like, I just, yeah, doing it on the stream is not conducive to playing it co-op, and playing it single player is not conducive to actually doing well and beating it and being in it for the long run, you know? That I don't need. This, oh fuck, you can't turn those off. That's one of the ones you can't turn off. You can't turn off the halo, which will, even if you get down to 0, will keep you from actually dying while the halo's still on. And then there's invincibility, and you can't save either of those for a later time. I can't shut this off, which is a bummer, because not being able to die would be a really nice thing to have in a boss fight. It's essentially if invincibility, but if I had to actually use the part that makes me invincible, I would die at the end. Okay, we'll just make it through the rest of this level right here, and we'll be a little bit more powerful and more ready to take on a boss, and then I may or may not actually beat the boss. You saw that little cutscene. I mean, I could probably just cross that bridge when I come to it, but it weakens the boss and makes it a little bit more reasonable to fight if you actually. Oh fuck you! That's right. I saw you earlier. Alright, sure. That's an item I haven't gotten yet, even on this level, and I don't remember what it is. I don't know if I've seen that even in the manual. It's got a silly noise with it, so maybe it's actually bad for me. That would suck. Okay, yeah. Nothing else in this section. We're gonna go over that ridge. Over this way. thought I was coming out of this with a lot of keys, but then again, I forgot. I do this part here. It's really, really good, satisfying sound when, especially when it's off screen, when I do the Skylance and it goes through all the enemies, and then at the very end, it like take out the generator. That's one of those sounds. So good. I started this level with about 180 health, and I built it up to a really not that great for a boss fight, 345. So I'm probably still kind of screwed going into this boss fight. I would say, oh, we can buy health from somewhere, but like it's 1,000 gold for 100 hit points, and you're see there's a death statue there. Oh my fucking god, really? Yeah. So they tell you he can't be damaged by conventional weapons, and really what that means is he's a fucking damage sponge. And it's mostly not worth it to attack him like that. But if you're out of potions, I should have been saving the fucking three-way the whole time, but then again, I kind of needed it just then. So you don't just have to touch him, you have to... I mean, I guess that's a good thing to know for, like, the statues again, that you can keep your distance from them. And, I don't know, try and lure them out of the way. But I still really, really hate that they put the item that I could not progress through the level with without getting behind a statue of death that I had to touch or activate in some way just to get to it. Oh, that was mean. That's mean. That's very arcadey level design. I'll say that. Like, oh, you pretty much immediately die, and you're gonna have to pay another couple quarters for it if you're gonna continue after this. But when I immediately get kicked out, I get kicked out of the level if I'm playing by myself, and I die. That's really shitty. All right, will you give me anything whatsoever? That's just the secret exit. That's right. I'm gonna come up. I think that's actually less health than I had when I started this, because of stupid death. And then just not being that great after the fact. Gained a level. I think that's the only level up I've done so far this level, so I'll bring me up to 38. I don't think that's going to do a whole lot. Oh, it does give me a little bit of health. That makes sense. So yeah, I'm at 225. So realistically, what did I gain from that? Very small stat boost, about 45 points of health. Oh yeah. Might as well save. God, instead of doing the boss fight, why don't we just... You've seen what the boss looks like, but there's no chance I'm gonna get anywhere with that. This is the level that I was on, that really frustrated me. So we turn around there, and there's a generator right there. There's also some stuff coming up from behind me. Yeah. Managed to do that without taking any damage, so that was fine. Stand over here, get those barrels. And there's nothing else over here. Okay. I had a small moment of panic just now because I looked at my microphone volume and it was completely dead without me saying. I obviously I wasn't saying anything. But I looked at the microphone volume; it was completely dead. It was like zero background noise or anything like that, and I had assumed that it was. So I had this terrified moment that I was gonna have to once again redo this, but for a completely different reason, not because it was not because the microphone glitched and kept doing the same thing and messed up the audio from a certain point where I was just saying the same thing and the same thing and the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. But actually because it wasn't picking up anything, because even though I have the microphone activated, it was just dead and decided to do nothing. But look at that, we completely avoided that, and I'm getting absolutely slaughtered. Great. What a waste. What a huge waste of all that health. I feel stupid. Alright, turn on 3-ways. God damn. This is bad. This is ugly. There's a fucking bomber over here. He's gonna make it worse. Nope, no health or anything like that. You have no chance of coming out of this with any semblance of, health or... Oh my god. At least they got cut up on that wall. Hooray! Okay. Yeah, that's a potion. Don't be stupid. Wait for that. Bring it. Oh, that's a switch, isn't it? No. I thought that one was a switch. Oh, he's gonna take me out. I got 1 health. Fuck this game. Yep, that was it. Okay, yeah, you see where I'm kind of hitting a wall here. This is getting exhausting. I gotta put this game off for a while. I'll come back to it when I actually have people that can play with, and when I can have people over and we can play this. Because yeah, not about to have 3 people over my house. I actually wanted to do that. I actually really wanted to do that for this game, and I wanted to, hey, do people want to come over and play Gauntlet Legends? We can have a 4-person. Not happening right now, so that sucks. Anyway, so yeah, that's Gauntlet Legends. That's gonna get an 8. I had, like I said, preemptively written a 9, changing that right now to an 8. Slightly frustrating in some places, so gonna just, yeah. Next, not terribly exciting, but a game I have not played ever before, literally not ever touched it, a V-Rally 99. Hold your applause. That's V-Rally 99, and then after that is Hybrid Heaven, very interesting game, again, never played it, and then Road Rash 64, so you got a racing game, and not very exciting racing game as far as I'm concerned, coming up, but then Hybrid Heaven and Road Rash, so that'll be cool. Thanks for watching. As promised, this was a 3rd stream of a game that I was getting kind of exhausted with, and you can see why. So I'll see you next time.